and chief scientist of Happy Bond. And nutrition is a very big subject for us at Happy Bond. And in general, if you get a dog, your best friend, what are you going to feed them? That is a really big subject and a question that every dog owner is wondering. And it is a very impactful question because it is the health of your dog. I would say nearly 80% of your dog's health is based on nutrition. And it's very, very important to know about what to feed them and to understand what they actually need. So let's start with their needs on nutrition and dietary restrictions we have here. So those guys are carnivores and they need their protein. It's supposed to be the biggest part of your dog's diet. I love to see like 60 to 70% protein. When you read a label, it should say the protein first, not rice or starch or any fillers. With some dog brands that is the case. So the protein is the main part. First decide what kind of protein. You know, there might be allergies for your dogs. Your dog might have a sensitive tummy, so you want to stick with a more lean protein. Some dogs are allergic to chicken, but mainly it's the chicken fat in, for example, dry foods that is often used and not declared on the label. The chicken breast and chicken thigh is very rarely the cause of allergies. Now, so if you decided which protein, and also I'm a big fan of having a single protein in your food, just because to avoid allergic reactions or an upset digestive system, it is easier for them to have one protein at the time. So pick your protein. If you know your dog doesn't well on chicken, maybe it's beef, maybe it's pork, maybe a fish. Really depends on your preferences and what your dog likes. We don't like everything equally as other people, so they have their preferences too. Those two not as much. They like to eat anything that I give them, but I'm trying to keep them as healthy as possible. So the protein is a big part of their diet. And then you decide if you want to feed grains or not. There's a lot of research that is pro grains. Some people say they want to feed grain-free. Some dogs don't react very well on grains. But if you are feeding a grain diet, make sure it's not too much. So this is the carbohydrate part of your dog's diet, which means I would say that it's max 20%, between 10 and 20%. It can be a brown rice, it can be quinoa, it could be barley, anything like that. If you are feeding a grain-free diet, we recommend sweet potato is a great carb source for grain-free diets. We avoid any legumes in our foods. There has been a lot of research that is not good for their heart health. So no legumes in our food, but check the labels and see what you want to see. You definitely don't want to see an ingredients list that is this long. Keep it as short as possible. That's what we always say, and try to read the label and understand what it says. Like if there's an ingredient that you've never heard of, that you don't really know what it is, check it out. Is it even needed in the food? Is it a preservative? Do they need fillers? Do they put something in there that might make your dog sick? There's a lot of stuff, especially in dry food, that you see they need to stabilize or even form this dry food, which can be health harming for your dog. So the carb part, and then obviously they want vegetables as well as us, and vegetables and fruits should be a part of the diet. And there are a lot of great foods out there that have some superfoods like blueberries, cranberries in there, but also stick with like carrots, broccoli is great for them, spinach. It should be balanced out, and I'll get to that a little later.